ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः. Today we will consider 3 Maruta Suktas from sage Shyavashva Atreya, Chandas Anushtup Pankti. Many rigs in this sukta carry inherent meanings, as the name of its seer suggests. Shyavashva means one with a brown horse or spiritual light rays. 52.1 Prashyavashva Drishnuyarcha. O man having brown horses, who are fit to share sacrifices and who take delight by getting harmless food according to each other's desire, to those Maruts you pay your respect boldly with Vedic hymns. Brown horses may imply spiritual ray of Atma. By implication, the sage is urging himself to speak about air in this sukta. 55.2 Tehi sthirasya shavasa. Maruts are friends of firm strength, namely Indra, who move about boldly. Endowed with strength of their own, they protect all fellow men on their paths during their life's journey. Air provides strength to living beings by supplying oxygen for conversion of food matter to energy. During their whole lifetime, wind moves in the atmosphere freely. It derives its strength from the sun. Air supplies fire, Jatarakni, pranas to all creatures. 52.3 Te spandraso nokshano. They are somewhat active and are sprinklers of water or happiness. They get over difficulties by their might. Therefore, we shall think about the greatness of Maruts who are present in the sky and on the earth. Might of the wind is well known. They bring rain. Air gives happiness to living beings by keeping them hale and healthy. Air is present in the atmosphere which surrounds the earth. 52.4 Marutsuvo dadhimahi stomam. Marutsuvo dadhimahi stomam. 52.4 O invokers, you please give praises and sacrificial oblations boldly among the Maruts. They guard men and the whole mankind from wicked persons in yuga after yuga. Air has been maintaining life on the earth all the time, from the time living organisms appeared on the surface of the earth. 52.5 Arhanto ye sudanabo. O invokers, they who are worship-worthy, liberal donors and leaders of men and of inviolable strength, to those Maruts of the sky who are fit to share sacrificial oblations, you pay your respects by offering sacrificial oblations. Indirectly, the sage is urging the sacrificers to talk about air and its characteristics through Vedic hymns. Rukmaira Yudha Nara. The great leaders shine with ornaments and shining weapons. These Maruts, like lightning, move quickly indeed and repeatedly, making a big noise. They protect the brightness of the sun. Ornaments and weapons are to be attributed to poetical fancy. When moving swiftly, wind makes noise, driving away dark clouds that cover the brightness of the sun. 52.7. Ye Vavridhanta Parthiva. They grow in the vast atmosphere for the sake of men on the earth and also on the banks of the river where people live together or in the great space. Air pervades the atmosphere surrounding the earth, which can be divided into two layers: troposphere, close to the earth, and stratosphere, above the troposphere but below the space. 52.8. Shartho Marudam. O invokers, proclaim the prowess of the Maruts, who are of truthful strength and who are clever. Then you harness them for the good of mankind. They on their own are quick-moving leaders of man. Maruts derive their strength from the sun or Indra, who is the protector of truth. In a living body, pranas coexist with Jivatma. Men should know about air and its properties. They must try to make use of air and wind for the good of mankind. Wind power, pneumatic systems, etc. are typical examples. Udasmare Parushnya Urna 52.9. Moreover, these protectors, who are woolly purifiers of water, dwell in the atmosphere. The tire of the wheels of their chariots break open the cloud to bring down rainwater. By aiding evaporation, air purifies water. Vaporized water has a woolly appearance, misty. Moving air or wind breaks up the cloud, causing rainwater to fall down onto the earth. Apathayo vipathayo. These Maruts, extending the sacrifice for me, attain me with their appearances along forward paths, along the opposite paths, through hidden paths, and following the favorable paths. Random movement of air is being talked about in this book. It moves in one direction, say from southwest sometimes, and in opposite direction from northeast some other times. It moves not in any one direction. Example, cyclonic winds. Air moves through unseen passages in living bodies. These paths are favorable as far as human beings are concerned, since movement of pranas keep them alive. 52.11. Adha Naru Nyohadedha. Then a leader of men attains it. Also 1,000,000 forms attain it, even from a far off distance. Thus many wonderful diverse forms are seen to attain it. A leader of men attains the self. All living beings end up in the self and originate from the self. Ignorance of it causes the manifestation of infinite diverse forms, living and non-living. This is the implied meaning of the Ruk. Vayu is considered as Pratyaksham Brahma here. Chandah Stubha Kubhanyava. Invoked by Vedic hymns, Maruts, scatterers of evil thoughts, desirous of showering water, bring a spring of water with the cloud. Some of them, though unseen to me like this, are found to be helpful in increasing my strength. Air causes rainwater to fall down on the earth. Pranas moving inside living bodies help to give strength to them, to the bodies. 52.13. Yarishva Rishti Vidyuta, O Rishi, who are great, endowed with noble thoughts, who are knowers of lightning, who are wise and are geniuses, that group of Maruts you honor with your refined and delightful speech. Soul of Maruts is being talked about here. Soul of Maruts is being talked about here. The sage is addressing this Rik to himself. With this clarification, meaning of the Rik should become clear. 52.4. Acharshe Marutam Ganam. O Rishi, approach the group of Maruts as a liberal friend or as a youthful wife approaching her husband. O mighty Maruts, invoked by intelligent sages, please come with your strength from the sky or from the atmosphere or from the earth. No explanation necessary on this. 52.15. Nu Manvana Esham Deva. A thoughtful person invoking these shining beings as though nourishing them well in association with highly learned men who are renowned for their speech and who are revealers of knowledge, comes to in contact with that most liberal one. A discriminating man meditating on Maruts or pranas within his own body, under the guidance of enlightened souls, attains the self. This is the implied meaning of the Rik. Now we go to 5.52.16. Praye me bandhaveshegam. Bandhveshegam. Praye me bandhveshegam vajanta. 52.16. Those highly learned men tell me, for the fulfillment of desire of my kith and kin, about good speech and also about the atmosphere which is like my mother, and afterwards about Rudra, my father, who is endowed with knowledge. They are to be honored like mighty men. Enlightened souls instruct the seer of the Sukta about the meaning of Vedic hymns, about Mother Nature, about the great protector, the self, etc. This is the gist of the Rik. By implication, he may be identifying himself with Maruts. 52.17. Last Rik in the Sukta. Saptame Sapta Shakina. 49 mighty souls, Maruts, gave me one, which I came to know during pranayama, control of mind and breath, and 100 other material objects. I wipe off from myself cattle wealth and horse wealth. Self-knowledge which the seer attained by meditating on Maruts he retains. He also received objective knowledge from them. Knowing their worth, he abandons all material wealth. This is being mentioned here. We go to the next sutta from Shyavashiva on Maruts, Chandas, Kakup, Brihati, Anushtup, Paraushnik, Satobrihati, Gayatri. 53.1. Ko Veda Janamesham Kova. Who knows the origin of these Maruts? Who is the one dwelling in the bliss provided them with the spotted deer? Obviously, the Rik is referring to the manifested self. Spotted deer are supposed to be pulling Marut's chariots. Incidentally, the dark and bright patches in the cloud give the cloud the appearance of a spotted deer, or cloud is being imagined to be carrying the Maruts. That is the idea. 53.2. Edan ratheshu tasthusha ka. Who has heard of these Maruts seated in their vehicles and how they move about? Upon which liberal person with many attendants do kindred rain flow down together with manifold food? Here, liberal person implies Indra and attendants the Maruts. Water is necessary for food production by plants. 53.3. Tema ahurya ayayurupa. Those leaders of men who are free from sins, are desiring the welfare of mankind, and who are like the desirable birds, approach me. They tell me the following: on seeing the Maruts, you please praise them. Learned men are asking the seer of the sutta to talk about air. By implication, he is going to talk about air and its properties from the next trick. 5.53.4. Ye Anjishu Ye Vasishu. They Maruts shine on account of their own virtues, are self-luminous as reflected in their manifested dealings, in their speeches, in their garlands, in their ornaments, in their eating, in their chariots, and in the lands. Maruts are said to be shining because of the virtues listed in the Rik. 5.53.5. Yushmagam smarathang anu. O speedy donors, Maruts, please uphold your chariots which appear in the sky as though coming with the rains for giving delight to all on the earth. Wind brings rain by driving away the water-bearing clouds from above the ocean onto and over the land surface. Rain brings delight to all living creatures. This fact is being mentioned in the Rik and elaborated in the next one. 5.53.6. I am Nara Sudanavo. Leaders of men who are good givers of water cause the cloud to fall down from the sky for the benefit of the sacrificers. They let loose the rain cloud in or on the sky and over the earth. They move about everywhere, spreading rainwater. Based on the comment on the previous Rik, this becomes self-explanatory. We go to 53.7. tatrudana sindhava. Like the rivers break their banks. When the rivers flow rapidly during the rainy seasons, Maruts break open the clouds and spread the sky everywhere with water, like milk yielding cows, or like speedy horses traversing their paths quickly. Comment on 5.53.6 is applicable to this work also. 53.8 Ayada Maruto Diva. O Marus, either from afar or from the space or from the atmosphere or from your home, please come. Do not stay in any place. Still air cannot bring rain, so the seer is requesting the Marus to move all the time. This point is elaborated in the rek that follows, 53.9. Mavo Rasani Sabha. O Marus, let not earth, which is devoid of light and is having little luster, make you hold back from your movement. Let not a river or an ocean hold you fast. Let not a man inhabiting on land or a house, nor a man who moves continuously retain you. May we enjoy happiness only in your presence. This shruk and the next one. Their meaning should be quite clear without any comments. Tam vah shardham rathanam. 53.10. O Marus, I speak about the strength of your new vehicles and the light associated with the host of Marus. Rains follow this host of Marus. 53.11. Shraddham Baesham. Shraddham Baesham. O Marus, we try to go after the strength of yours, you as a whole, and your different groups, with good praises and with deeds done by the fingers. Knowledge of sacrificers, teacher and students tried to acquire knowledge about air and its properties. Men can acquire physical and mental strength by pranayama, breath control. They may make use of wind power and use air for other purposes such as pneumatic systems, pneumatic cleaning, etc. Kasma adya Sujadaya, 53.12. To which well-born with intelligence, giver of oblations, Maruts are going by this path or carriage. No comment is necessary on this rug. 5.13.3. 53.13. Yena tokaya danayaya. O Marus, with what goodwill you bestow wealth in the form of undecaying grain seeds on infants and on our grown-up men, with the same goodwill you please bestow that wealth on us. we beg for that wealth which is auspicious and life-sustaining. Maruts supply the life-sustaining pranas to all human beings, infants, grown-up men, women, etc. Pranas is the life-sustaining wealth mentioned here. Atiyama Nidastira 53.14. Renouns include crooked and sinful acts. We shall overcome slanderers and revilers by good deeds. May we become possessors of rain and good water, good rainwater, along with cattle, herbs, and uninterrupted happiness. The sacrificers are promising Maruts, their own pranas, that they will be performers of noble deeds. May they bring good rain, plenty of food, and all-around happiness to sacrificers. 53.15. Sudeva Samahasti Suviro Samahasati Suviro Sudeva Samahasati Suviro. 53.15. O respectable leaders of men, Maruts, whomsoever you protect, that man becomes a good and enlightened soul and a hero. So we may come under your protection by resorting to pranayama, mind control, meditation, etc. A man can become enlightened and a hero. This is being mentioned here. Vayu is considered as Pratyaksham Brahma. 53.16, last stroke in the Sukta. Stuhi Bhojan Stuvado. O Rishi, glorify the protectors of men in the path of a praiser, delighting them in the same way like by giving fodder to cows. We call upon these quick movers as though they are old friends. Praise them by Vedic hymns which are desired by them. In the path of a praiser means by speaking about air in this particular case. The seer of the Sukta is telling his listeners to speak about air, its characteristics and applications in knowledge sacrifices, assemblies, conferences, symposium, etc. Next Suktam, again on Marut, from the same sage Shyavashva, Chandas Jagadi Tushtu. Shardhaya Marudaya Swabhanava. O invokers, you utter those words of praise for the strength of the Maruts. They are self-radiating, are capable of moving clouds, are shouters in the heat, are sacrificers in high places, are renowned, and they come from the space. You offer them great wealth respectfully. Seer of the Sukta is encouraging invokers to praise Maruts. In other words, he is going to speak on air in the Sukta. Most of the Ruk contains qualities attributed to Maruts, which may not need any explanation. Maruts won't make noise or become active in the heat of the sun. 5.54.2. Pravo Marutas Tavisha. Marutas Tavisha. Pravo Marusastavisha Udanyavo. O Marus, you are mighty. You desire water, increase span of life, and harness speedy horses to your vehicles for going all around. You make noise in 3 regions. The flowing waters proclaim your protection. Wind causes evaporation of water. Wind sometimes moves fast, is very powerful, and makes noise. Wind causes rain. Example, southwest monsoon. Wind brings rain to most parts of India. Air, pranas, sustain life in living creatures. Wind makes noise over land, over the sea, and in the atmosphere, and within living creatures' bodies. For 54.3 Vidyun Mahaso Naro. Maruts shine in the company of lightning. They are revealers of the cloud and givers of water. They are possessed of power, pneumatic power. They are associated with noise-producing lightning. They are well praised by Vedic hymns. They are speedy and are of exceedingly high strength. Qualities attributed to Maruts in this Sruk are well known and they need no explanation. 54.4 Vyaktun Rudra Vyahani Shikvaso. Maruts manifest during the nights and daytimes. Mighty winds pervade the atmosphere and all the other worlds. When these shakers move the clouds, Maruts take us across difficulties like they move boats over the water so as to make us not to suffer. Sun's rays during the day heat up the air, making a low pressure region. Wind blows from the denser region towards the low pressure regions, or day and night usually determine wind direction. Maruts move all objects like boats and shake fixed objects like trees. They lead a seeker of truth to self-knowledge. 5.45 54.5 Tat Viryam O Maruto Mahitvanam. O Maruts, your valor has spread wide to far off places. Your glory is comparable to the radiance of the sun. These movements which have not taken your luster provide horseless movements and generate the cloud. Wind's power is felt on the earth just in the same way as sun's rays. Wind moves objects like boats over the water surface, gliders, kites, etc. without the help of horses or without engines. Abhraji Shartho Maruto 54.6 The might of the water generating Maruts is well manifested in rain. It shakes the water over land bearing over land. It shakes the water over land bearing cloud in the same way movement of the wind over land shakes trees. It shakes the water over land bearing clouds. In the same way, movement of the wind over land shakes trees. Maruts, loving and serving one another equally, may conduct us by an easy path, leading us to prosperity by showing us the way. 5.54.6 and 7. Next one are self-explanatory. Nasa jiyate maruto na hanyate. O Maruts, whomsoever you guide aright, whether he be a sage or a king, he is never conquered or killed. He never decays or suffers. He does not harm anyone, and his wealth and protection are never wasted. He becomes one with the self. 54.8. Niyutvanto Gramajito yatha naro. Maruts are of firm determination and are conquerors of the hearts of the people, villagers, like leaders of men or like a dispenser of justice. They have plenty of water resources and are masters of men. When they fill the wells with water, make noise, and sprinkle the earth with sweet water and with good food. Wind brings rain, making villagers happy. Pranas keep men alive. By bringing rainwater to earth, wind helps production of food by plants. Only plants are producers of food. Basically, other living creatures are consumers of food. Meat eaters eat meat of plant-eating creatures. Pravatvatiyam Prithvi. This earth affords swift movement for Maruts. The space affords swift movement for those active Maruts. The atmosphere affords swift movement for those favorable Maruts. So also the clouds are beneficent to the long-living, life-giving Maruts. Wind moves unobstructed over land, over the sea and in the atmosphere. Scientifically, air or wind is not present in the space. It is present about wind. Air is present only up to about 50 kilometers above the earth. Perhaps men might have thought that air is present in the space also. However, in that case, what differentiates between atmosphere and the space becomes not clear. Yen Maruta Sabharasa Swarnara. O Maruts, all of you together support and guard men leading to happiness. You rejoice at sunrise. You are the leaders of men to knowledge. Your horses move fast and never tire in running and reach journey's end quickly. Air supports the life of all living beings. Pranayama could lead men to self-knowledge. Wind becomes active during the day since sun's heat sets up currents in the atmosphere. Wind is always amseshu va rushtaya patsu khadayo. O Marus, on your shoulders weapons and missiles, under your feet the devourers, on your chest golden ornaments, on your chariots prosperity, and on your head golden turban are spread out. Part of the rug is pure imagination. Wind is being assumed to possess a human form. Air helps Agni, devourer of wood or fuel. Wind carries with it water-bearing clouds, which is a sign of prosperity. Lightning is said to be a turban on the imaginary head of the wind. 54.12. Tam Nagamadyo Agribhi Tam Nagamadyo Agribhita Shotisham. O mighty Marus, you shake the sun having unsubdued splendor and also the white waters. When you reach the place of knowledge, sacrifice, you shine well. Following Rita nature's laws, you spread thundering sound all around. Wind shakes the cloud that covers the sun, or it appears to be shaking the sun. Over the waters it produces waves. Marut's wind is praised or talked about in knowledge sacrifices, assemblies, conferences, etc. Wind is a carrier of sound. 54.13. Yushmadattasya Maruto Vichetaso. O very intelligent Marus, may we who are possessors of good vehicles be masters of vigor and wealth. O Marus, may you delight us with thousandfold wealth which never fails, like the sun who shines well in the space. Here vehicle could imply human body which serves as a vehicle for the self and pranas. Thousandfold wealth implies self-knowledge. Yuyam Rayim Maruta. 54.14. O Marus, you protect our wealth of excellent heroes and a wise sage who is a singer of Sama songs. You uphold speed for a man who attains food and knowledge. You support a king who is admirable, prompt and active. Sama singing sage could be the seer of the Sukta himself. Last stroke is 54.15. Tattoyami Dravinam. O Marus, I implore you, who is ready to protect men quickly for wealth and for reputation, by which we may spread happiness to all. Be pleased with and direct this speech of mine, by the strength of which I may live to see 100 winters. This text should be understandable to all without any explanation. With this we conclude today's session. Viramastavat.